talk to. Attention, youth ministry leaders. Discover how to develop an exciting and successful youth program that kids will love to attend. Well, I'm sure most people go, well, I've tried this youth program thing, and God, I couldn't keep the attention of the kids, and all of a sudden you're addressing an issue right up front in the headline. And that's basically this headline, and what's here at the top has to be the ultimate promise of what the person's going to get out of reading what they're about to read. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And when you give them that ultimate promise, it makes them want to go from here to continue reading here, and then continue reading here. So I would definitely try to make the headline up here up top more impactful. Okay?
Yes, very much.
Okay. So now we wanted to deal with the call to action. However, I see you trying to bail out here. It says you can continue your personal training on the web free of charge with our virtual training program by following this link to successful programs begin with determined needs. Now this takes them off to what? Another page?
Another page that's part of about 10 pages.
Gotcha. But it's now distracted them and got them away from that sales page. Right. And now, was there a reason that you had put this in here in the middle of this sales page?
Well, my thinking now, which is incorrect, but my thinking is, okay, they're not going to purchase. They've not seen enough to purchase. So my theory is to get them into seeing some quality information for free that will then in the future allow them to purchase.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, I mean, yeah, that's great, and anyone who doesn't want to spend the money is probably going to take this option. But the whole point is you want to make this a profitable venture, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I would say this is giving them an out to not move forward and add to cart, because this page should just be one single action. There's no way. They either hit the back button to go back to where they came from, or they hit the add to cart button right here so that they go straight through. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It's a sales page.
It is, and that's
all it needs to be.
Exactly, and there should not be an escape route for the visitor.
Okay.
Okay. It's just like this product right here. When someone comes to this page, okay, there is member login and member support for those people that are returning that have already purchased the product. And of course, obviously, the person coming to this sales letter doesn't care about that yet because they haven't become a member. So we come down here. We'll notice we have, it's all one action. And they have to add to the cart there and add to the cart at the bottom. You notice it's nothing else. Sure, we've got these links down here, but they are so out of the way. It's similar to your navigation on your site right down here.
Yes.
People don't really pay much attention to that. So I've got them totally out of the way here, and everything else is geared towards getting a response. That's it, period. There's no way for anyone to get out of this page. Otherwise, they either leave or they come through and they add it to cart. Now, notice what happens when they add it to cart. Yes, they get an upsell offer. Let's go through this. Hang on. But when they get to the order page, I want to show you again. Again, no navigation anywhere on this page. It's just a plain order page where they can only go through to the next screen. There's no way out of this page. Does that make sense?
Yes, it is. Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's the path we want it to follow, and you're doing that. You're doing that great with the order, sending them to the order page here. Is there any way for them? Here's my question, because every click you make someone take is another click that could make them say, well, I don't really want to go through with this purchase. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Is there any way for you to have this add to cart button that takes them straight to here, or do they have to go?
Yes.
They
No,
have.
I can bring them right there. Yes.
Okay.
In other words, I could skip this page.
If you can skip this page, that's great. Because you want them coming straight to here, and then they can check out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because we don't want to continue stalling the process, or because every page they have to click through. They read something, they contemplate, oh, maybe I don't want to go through with this, or the dog distracts them or whatever. So as many ways that you can possibly cut out the steps that they may have to take, so it's either, so it's sales page and order page, enter their information and they're done. Like you'll see here on if you go from the nichebot page, which is the front sales page, and I can't go there because it'll take me to the member page, but if you go straight from the nichebot member page, the nichebot sales page, and you go straight to the trial page or the order page, you'll see like this is an order page. Yes, I want to test drive nichebot it. You'll see I have the order page right in here. So they don't have to do anything else. They're already, once they've filled this out, they are now in the order process. So it's simple, one page, and then click over, and then they're ordering. If I add another extra step in here that they have to click on, it's going to minimize my sales. Okay?
Okay, I see that.
So you want to streamline that as much as you can. So if you can have it go from right here to adding that directly to their shopping cart, and then they can check out. So it goes from here to skip this page and then straight to add to cart. Exactly. I would do that because, see, they're going to then start reading this again, and it's like to go, oh, well, maybe that's not what I really want, or whatever. It starts changing their mind. You just want them getting right straight into the sale.
I'm giving them too many choices. I see exactly what you mean.
Yep. Now, we want to deal with the call to action here. So one of the things here is your call to action should be, take charge of your life. Whatever the benefits are going to be in here. Let me write down some thoughts that I just come straight to my mind from in an improv sort of manner. So let's take a look at what they're going to be able to achieve here. Set 1, 3, and 5-year goals. Plan specific activities that will lead to fulfillment of each goal. Coordinate, plan with the pastor. Okay, I got a couple of ideas. Okay, so obviously someone who wants to be a youth leader, they want to achieve certain things. They either want recognition in the community, they want to do some good, right?
Right.
They want to enlighten individuals, that sort of thing. So, So a call to action would be become the ultimate youth leader in your community and gain the recognition that you want by having a comprehensive home study course like the Youth Rec 101 Leadership Training course that will guide you through the steps to achieve what you want. Take action today and save, because we're hitting a hot button here. Take action today and grab your $100 savings now before the price goes up. And then you go, add to cart button here.
Okay.
Now, do you see what I was doing here as I was closing this up? Of course, you've got all the rest of the sales page up here, and then this is your ending here. Again, you want to sum up. You want to sum up what your offer is. You want to sum up what the person's going to achieve, and restate sort of some of the things that they're going to be getting. And so that's what I did in this sentence here. And then I'm telling them here, take action today. Now, so I want to bring up one of the most important things here. Do you watch infomercials? And it's not a negative thing. It's not a negative question at all, Jamie. But have you watched an infomercial all the way through? Like on
Not
TV?
really.
You haven't? Okay.
Well, no, wait a minute. I'm not sure. What do you?
Okay.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Well,
sure.
Okay. So here's an infomercial. Okay. So here's the guy. You know this guy. You've seen him on TV. Slapped.
Yeah.
You know this guy, right? Here,
I do.
Here you go.
One slap, you got big chunks for stews. 2 slaps, home fries in a second. You add a mushroom, the more you do it, the harder it gets. You're switching brains. You love salad, you hate making it. Take the stringy celery, take the carrots, salad. I love pizza too, but once in a while,
Okay.
It fits with slap
So,
chop.
what happened? So now, if you watch this video, at the end of it, he's going to close you. He's going to say, to get this, incredible deal, to, impress your neighbors, to, what is it the person wants to achieve, and you can inject that into the end with a call to action. And the call to action can be, don't lose out on the $100 savings. But I entangled this with, become the ultimate youth leader in your community, because someone hopefully wants to do that with your course, and gain the recognition that you want by having a comprehensive home study course to guide, like, blah, 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 that will guide you through the steps to achieve, could be greatness, whatever it is. But you see, I'm trying to basically show the person what they're going to be transforming into, and that's what I'm injecting into here. And then, of course, I'm hitting the $100 savings that you mentioned up in your copy right here. Okay, this introductory price for the course is $89, a $100 saving, right?
Yep.
So I'm bringing that up because that's a huge, people want to constantly save money. They want to save money. That's one of the huge things people want to do. But besides, of course, achieving what they're wanting, what their ultimate goal is, and that would be to become an ultimate youth leader in their community. So, if you've watched an infomercial, I'm sure you've seen this and probably other infomercials on TV. You'll notice that they constantly close throughout the whole entire process. They'll say to order, they'll take you so long, they'll go 5-10 minutes, and then they'll go to order your slap chop or whatever it is, call this number now to get all these bonuses. And then they'll continue the thing onwards, and they'll have people come on and talk about their experiences and how easy it is or what have you. But at the end, they'll sum everything up. They're going to make sure you know that if you order now, you're going to buy one and get one free. That's one of their big hooks. But they're constantly making sure to say if you want to be able to grate your cheese in 2 easy steps, call now. If you want to be able to make salsa in 5 seconds, click now and buy. So they're constantly closing along the way, and in fact these infomercials are actually basically using a formula to sell the product. And that formula, you want to take a look at that formula because you can translate that into a sales letter. It's just a process. Okay. Because you're basically taking a salesman who would be in a video and you're making your salesman to the text. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So, does that answer your question about calls to action and such?
It very much so. I got some work to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And but this is okay. This is always work in progress. And see, really, this page here, Jamie, should be the page where all of your library contents point in towards, where you're trying to help people. You go here to the library. All of your content either should be getting them on a mailing list, because as we know, and I think you've already got a mailing list type thing set up on Youth Ministry Coach, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So what happens is all this content should somehow be moving someone towards that sales page that you have. All of it. And either moving it towards someone getting on your free email list or taking a look at the youth recreation program.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir. So if you tune in next week, we can talk. You can bring forth any sort of changes you made, and we can discuss them and talk about how impactful they're looking at the time. Okay.
Okay. Very much. Thank you again, Jim.
You're welcome. So let's see if James has any issues or questions he wants to deal with. Let's see here. So what was the backlink article James had asked? Okay, so we talked about this, and backlinks are, in essence, for everyone else on the line. Backlinks are, so let's say, for instance, Jamie wants to take one of his articles, say he goes into his library, and he wants to take one of these pieces of content and then turn it into an article. Perhaps he wants to do a condensed article on God and Creation, Chapter 2, and what he would do is create a smaller version or a summary of this article, about 350 to 500 words, and then he'll go and be able to submit those to article directories, which will give him a link inbound. So let's see if we have any religious articles on eZine Articles, which is a popular directory to submit your site to, your content to. And for whatever reason, it's not loading, or it's just taking some time here. Okay. Let's go to Go Articles. Maybe that's faster. Okay. So let's search for religion. Whoops. So as you can see, we've got some questions, some religious articles here. So does child sponsorship through Christian ministries make a difference for children? So let's go take a look at this article. So we've got an article here. Wow, it should be broken up. These are heavy, heavy blocks of text that are really kind of, when you look at this, it almost looks like one huge big block of text, and it's just so squeezed together, I'm almost afraid to read it. However, as you can see here, this person has a link here back to their site and has another link. So you get, actually, whenever you submit an article to an article directory like eZine Articles, Go Articles, or any other type of site, there's hundreds of them out there. What happens is you get a link here back to your site. So if we follow this link, it's probably going to go to a page about children, charities, and such. Right? So here we are. This is probably this person's website, and that's where they want the person to land to. And as you can see here, in this page, right, we can see the call to action here, right, Jamie? Right? Learn more about sponsoring a child. And here's the other call to action: make a tax-deductible charitable donation. So that's the way they are monetizing this. See, they go from, they get the person's attention through answering some issues. They go through and give content that is hopefully valuable about that title. So they got to deliver on the promise or the title of the article here, and then they get this link back to their site. Now, what this tells the search engines is it says, rank this page for Christian ministries and rank this page that this is connected to children's charities. So you get, these are what are known as backlinks to your site, and you can get these from various number of places, and we'll talk about where to get those. Now, as I said in the beginning of the show, how to build links 2009. As you can see, that comes up as a suggested how to build links. See, that comes up as a suggested search in Google. Now, this is the article I want you to read, and this is from December 2008. Don't worry about it being old and outdated. It's pretty still much relevant. Now, there are a number of different strategies in here. So here's the link. So here's a great link building premiere for 2009. So just click here, and that will take you to this. It says link building strategies, 69 solid tactics for 2009. That's the article you want to read. Now, this has a bunch of different types of ways of getting backlinks. See, they've got old school techniques. They've got easy link building starters. They've got internal link building strategies. That's how internal link building strategies is how you connect your pages together using keywords in the hyperlink, right here. Add more relevance. So we have a bunch of strategies here, and I think there are 69, as he had mentioned, and there, of course, there are 131 right here. So there's 131 legitimate link building strategies here, and then there's a link to 101 building tips to market your website. So there's enough in here for you to find at least one particular technique to use, and you want to start with one technique, whether it be doing article marketing like this, where you get the backlink to your site down here in your bio box, or whether it's going to be through some other means that's, you know, shown in one of the 69 or one of the 131 different link building strategies, and take one of them and master them. So if it's going to be article marketing, I want you to do this for a good couple of months until it becomes part of you. I want you to do it, and I'm speaking to James Ken Ryan here too as well. You want to do this until it becomes until you can literally sit down and be able to do it blindfolded. Does that make sense, Jamie?
Yes, it does.
Because until you can actually do something almost automatically, you know the steps already because you've done something 7, 8, 10, 15, 20 times, it becomes natural. It becomes almost wired inside of your nervous system. So you go, wow, I really have mastered this specific technique. And what happens then is, every single technique that you begin to apply after that becomes easier to learn because you mastered one. Because there's some fundamental skills that start developing when you do one technique. You start going, oh, okay, so how do I get my link to appear like that, or or how can I maybe even submit the same type of article, but maybe I can have some sort of a software that rewrites my article in different versions, so I'm not submitting the same content over the internet. Because that's another big problem out there is Google has duplicate filters. So when you submit the same article with the same text, they're going to only pick one or two of those articles to appear on the search engines because they don't want the search engines to get clogged up. So as you go through and start learning a specific technique for promoting your website, you begin developing an understanding of how things work with article directories, and this then allows it to become easier. Allows it to become easier later on down the line for you to master any particular other strategy that you want to then maybe employ. So you can come back here to this article and you'll find, oh, here's another thing. See, here's 12 places to submit your URL to, okay? And he gives them here. So here's eZine articles down here as well. So master one technique and then start slowly adding other techniques on. So hopefully that answered your question, James Ryan, on that particular instance. I noticed Ryan is on the call. Welcome to the call, Ryan. How are you? Ryan Taraska. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Jim. How are you?
Awesome, thanks.
Sounds good, man.
So how's everything going?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, happy St. Patty's Day for Shizzle.
Everything's going great, man.
Awesome.
Corned beef and cabbage came out wonderful.
Oh, did it? That's awesome.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife did corned beef and cabbage for my birthday on Sunday. So.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm over the hill
21
now.
again, huh?
I'm over the hill now, yep.
You're 21 again?
Of course.
We celebrate anniversaries, no longer birthdays, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel 25 though.
Well, hey, there you have it.
Easily. So, did you come clear on some stuff that you were doing with your client?
Yeah, and she's actually in LA right now, so unfortunately she couldn't be present during the call because I was going to have her on this week. But
oh, you were? Okay.
yeah,
we'll have her on next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about it, and I basically, I basically went down like a kind of a, I guess you would say a format with her of how she really wants to, what site she actually wants to really use as her main site.
Right.
And where she wants to focus all the energy into, because she wanted to buy a couple of different URLs and stuff, and I said, well, look, before you go and do that, let's get one of them going really well first.
Right.
What we can do is you can spin off all the other stuff later, but you have to put energy into something before you start, throwing everything out, because then, if you're just spinning your wheels, you're just spinning your wheels.
Exactly. Well, I had a particular client who I'm working with on a personal mentoring level, and he does really good stuff. Like, he started this site on wind farms because he has an issue with he lives right next to wind farms, and so he has some really, really serious health issues and things that are coming up because of the wind farms. And he does really good content and stuff like this, but unfortunately, something like this kind of a site is, you're going after people that are, activists about against a particular thing. The unfortunate thing about that is, unfortunately, it's really tough to monetize something that you're trying to be an activist for. So I told him, I said, look, I want you to do something, because we talked about we talked about how to find profitable, how to find profitable things and how to do market research on things that, you want to sell. Because why go after and try to convince people to donate to you? It's going to be really, really tough. He talked about doing T-shirts and stuff like that. But the problem is it's people who are activists about this are trying to get people to make a decision to get wind farms out of their area. And people aren't really necessarily willing, unless you have such a huge presence on wind farms, people aren't going to want to just donate necessarily. It's not going to be, I told him, you got to make sure to put your energies into a profitable venture. Even though this is fine to have sort of like his own, promoting something that he feels strongly about, but unfortunately I don't think this is going to bring him the money he desires. So we started talking. This is
the internet of 1995.
Exactly.
I agree.
So, I told him, I said, you've got to go. There's so many different things that are being sold out there. You've got to find one specific niche. So, I mean, if someone wants to, let's say, I'm trying to pick something here. So, let's say someone wants to. Okay, what about the Wii? So let's see, where are we here? Electronics. So let's just type in Wii. Okay, so the only issue is, of course, the Wii is just one console, right? I wanted to give an example here. Let's actually let's just do this one, but let's focus on Wii video games, okay? So you'll notice here we have the departments here, right? So the Wii has found 7,154 video games that fall into the Wii category. There's clothing and accessories. There's everything else. There's electronics, which is probably where you're going to find the actual Wii console. So let's go to video games, okay, for instance. So say we want to spend, now let's think about this market, for instance, by the way, okay? So Wii video games, when someone buys, let's say when someone buys a Wii video system, are they done buying stuff?
No.
Absolutely not, right? And so when people do people usually end up getting bored with a single game? Of course.
Absolutely.
So they buy more and more games. Now, this is a really great market to get involved in because of the fact that people won't just buy just one thing. They won't just buy the Wii for $199 and they'll be done. There are a bunch of other things that are going on here, like, Wii video games like Super Mario Brothers, Sports Resort. Now, here's the thing. Okay, when we want to go and we want to start a site about the video games, well, we want to start a site about the video games that are being purchased the most, right? Well, here's the cool thing is Amazon has already done our market research for us, right? So all we have to do is come over here. You have to make sure to be inside of a category here, which is video games. And we can come over here and we can sort by best-selling, average customer review, and release date. Now, obviously we want to go and use the power of Amazon allowing us to do market research on their site, so we sort by best-selling. So let's take a look at what we have. Just Dance by UBI Soft. This is the actual buying keyword, right? People are looking for Just Dance by UBI Soft. That's a hot-selling product. Super Mario Brothers, the new Super Mario Brothers, that's another hot-selling product. So I now instantly have access to which are the most popular toys or what are the most popular Wii video games that are being sold on Amazon. Do you think that would be like highly insightful information, do you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So you literally can come here and do your market research and go after the products you want that are being sold. that are being sold on Amazon. Then it's real easy to go after these kind of keywords, right? The Wii Fit Plus with balance board. Okay, that's a huge keyword, right? So I would build a page around this, and then I would get a bunch of backlinks to it. I would write an article on it and have a link pointing back to the site where I'm offering this. And obviously I'd be an affiliate. I would be an affiliate, and I would have maybe a link to an Amazon link to an Amazon page for them to purchase this product. So that kind of takes you through how I would do keyword research and go after a profitable niche versus, trying to force people to get me money by having them donate to a cause type thing. Right. People just don't have money, nor do they want to waste it on this stuff.
Well, I mean, the way I look at that is, too, it's, I was always taught in sales that you don't want to, down your competitors as much as up your own product. If you're trying to hit somebody else in their wallet, people aren't going to contribute to yours.
Exactly.
And that's, I know it's a viable cause and everything, but I live in Vegas, there's so much stuff that goes on in this town that's, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thing. Not all of that is good,
Right.
It's like, if I was to try to monetize a site that was talking about the negative aspects of this town, first of all, I'd probably wind up with a horse's head in my bed. And
exactly.
Secondarily, it's funny. Our mayor actually just said that.
Oh,
I don't
did
know
he?
If you saw the big hubbub. He threatened to fire all the city employees.
Oh, how funny!
He found out it was illegal, but because they wouldn't take an 8% pay cut, so he wouldn't have to lay anybody off. But
gotcha.
He was saying about the old days, about the horse's head and all that, and I was just like, if I tried to monetize something that was, negative of the image of Las Vegas,
right?
I'm sure I could probably, dig up a few things that were, would tarnish the image. But the bottom line is, first of all, how would that help me? And secondarily, how would it pay for itself?
Exactly.
And
so
that's
exactly, you got that totally right. And one of the things I like to take my own particular experiences, for instance, like, okay, I have this is my phone. This is my cell phone.
I like the Celtic lettering that Google has.
Oh yeah, they're doing the for St. Patty's here.
Work. Yeah.
So this is my phone that I have. Okay, I have this Tilt, which I got a couple of years ago. Okay, so this is my phone. So one of the things that's a big problem with Windows phones is that they're not touch screen ready, right? I should have got the iPhone. So you have to literally take a lot of this stuff you cannot hit with your fingertip because the lines are so far together. You got to take your stylus out and then point and click on the ones that you want. And you like to use your fingertips. You don't like to take that stylus out of the side to have to hit the touch screen on this. Well, there are a bunch of other programs out there, or interfaces that redo they're aftermarket products, right, that make the whole interface nicer for the phone.
Okay.
So, and there were other things, you can enhance your phone with, like games and stuff like that. Well, I ended up coming over to Handango because I was looking for, a memory program for my phone, and I was looking for other types of stuff. Like this, I have this SPB mobile shell, which basically it makes the whole interface look different than the regular stock Windows thing. So by the time I was done here, I'll just sign into my account. By the time I was done with this, after a couple of months, I had acquired around 20 different software programs. Okay. And so these are the kind of niches that you want to, okay, my username, okay, I'm not going to worry about it, but I acquired basically 20 different software programs going through here. And were these programs that I needed and that I wanted when I found them right here online? Yeah, I got them that day. I had to have them, okay? But not only did I buy one, I bought 20 different applications for my phone. And that's the kind of niche market that you want to have, where people aren't just buying just one thing. They're buying things in rabid numbers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, is this product that I want to promote, is this the only thing in that category that I'm able to promote, or can I promote other things in that category? Make sense?
Yes.
So let's see if we have any leftover questions. If you have any questions you want, any unanswered questions, go ahead and type that in. I think it looks like we've got.
I had a real quick question for you, Jim.
Sure, go for it.
Now, this is kind of on the sidebar. Did those guys that I used to work with, did they ever use up their hour calls with you?
They did not.
They did not.
I spoke with the guy. I spoke with the guy there, who was part of the. I'm not sure if Phil is his name. He was the guy that was in charge of the computer stuff.
Yeah, that was Phil.
Was that Phil? I had one session with them and never heard back from them again. I think they were just too overwhelmed, or all I can tell you is that they have not changed their site since.
Oh, I know.
It's just, I mean, what do they do there? It's like, it sounds like.
I mean, they weren't ready for marketing. They just really weren't ready for what, the stock and trade that you do and the things that I do. They weren't ready for any of that yet. Just because, they had varying matters of opinion from their sales staff, et cetera, because everybody was an SEO expert there. And since they had so many varying opinions, they couldn't settle on one. You know what I mean?
That's a big problem.
Too bad for them. Yeah,
That's
well,
a big.
hey,
That's a big problem when
I
people
had to
can't
leave.
decide. I know. I hear you. Well, because it's like mad confusion when you have all these differing opinions and no one can decide on a course of action. That's what usually ends up happening is you go nowhere when you have no one specific course of action. So.
Well, I was just wondering if I could possibly tab those hours from them.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We can talk about that outside. Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Uh-huh. So, any other questions before we close out the show? I noticed that Sharon just came in late. Welcome, Sharon. If you have a question, I'm going to unmute you now. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them now before I close out the show. Are you there, Sharon? Okay, Sharon's there, but her mic's not working or something. So if you have a question, I'm going to close it out in 30 seconds. Go ahead and ask it. It'll pop up here on my screen, and we'll go ahead and tackle it. Okay, looks like everyone's good for the day.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay, everyone, that wraps it up for another live call-in show. Every week, Wednesday, here at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, make sure to tune in to overcome your obstacles and start having more and more breakthroughs. The only way those breakthroughs come is through actual intervention with me, or, of course, with any outside coach that has some experience running a real internet business. And review the Quick Start Guide for proper foundation. There's a bunch of good condensed material in there. Incorporate one way of building backlinks to your site. We covered that topic in some detail and showed how one method, using article marketing, that gets you backlinks to your site. and jot down your questions and save them for the show as you're going through and you're doing your marketing, or your website promotion, and you come to a specific screen or a specific site and you don't know what should be properly put in a specific form or what have you. Jot that question down. If you're something that some particular word or something is stumbling you, write down that word, and we'll cover it. We'll cover it in great detail on the show as I take you through it. And decide whether you want to wish to share your URL with the group. As you saw, Jamie Harris on our show today shared his youth ministry site that has a youth a home study course for youth recreational program. And we went through and we talked about went through his site and we talked about how he could apply a better call to action and getting rid of some of the distractions on his sales page. And of course, explain your situation in detail with specifics so I can envision the problem. The better and more detail you can give to me, the better. The more detail, of course, I can give back to you in return. And that's, that's really what I'm here to do, is to help you move forward. And so I want to thank everyone for showing up today on your show and showing up for your success, because this is really about you. And I hope you have a wonderful week and a nice weekend, and we'll see you back here next week, same time, same back channel. And go ahead, you can already go and sign up for the next 4 shows or the next 3 shows inside of the nichebot live show directory, which is at nichebot.com/live show/. So you can go ahead and sign up for the next couple of shows. That way you're all set. You're going to get reminders in your email to let you know day before and an hour before the show that the show's about to begin. And once again, thanks for showing up and getting involved in your success, and we'll see you back here next week. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.